It is my distinct honor and privilege now to introduce a man of great accomplishment. Over the years, he served as his country's president, Minister of Public Works, and Minister of Education. In 2007, he was appointed by the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon as Special Envoy for Climate Change. To this day, he remains a tireless defender of democracy as president of his own foundation, Democracia y Desarrollo, in Santiago. The Inter-American Dialogue is proud to have had him as their Latin American co-chair from 2006 to 2009 and as honorary co-chair of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming former President of Chile, Su Excelencia, Ricardo Lagos.
Queridos amigos, amigas, es un placer realmente y un honor para mí estar compartiendo con ustedes esta noche. There are many jobs after being president, and the problem is that many people that actually is president doesn't know that there is life after that. And life after that is, for instance, to be chairman during 3 years of the Inter-American Dialogue. That to some extent means that through ideas, through dialogue, through sharing similar views about the world, about we human beings, it's possible to understand each other. And I think really that the Inter-American Dialogue has played such an important role to a better understanding between Latin America, United States, through the hemisphere. So many things have changed so much, so rapidly. And how are you going to keep up to? I belong to those days of the Alliance for Progress, when President Kennedy decided to induce too many Latin Americans to make reforms and things like that. But since those days till today, my goodness, how many things. And the Inter-American Dialogue provides the platform for that. And the leaders of this dialogue, the original ones and Michael Shifted today, has been able to see in the long run. And I think that has been a good idea for this kind of event to present some recognition to those that we think that deserve some recognition from the Inter-American Dialogue, and this is what I'm supposed to do today. I think that there are many philanthropists in today's world. There are many that would like to share with the rest of the people what they have been to accomplish. Here we are in a self-made man that was able to achieve and to make a lot of new innovations. Nevertheless, I keep thinking, what is the difference that you have with regard a philanthropist with somebody that, in addition to that, is a mecenas? And the difference, I would say, is that the first one normally will make a lot of new areas of interest. It's up to date now to have a lot of museums for those that are extremely rich. And it's good for that. Culture, the arts are so important. But to what extent you are doing that because you think that is a way to enhance yourself? What we are having is in front of somebody that believes in ideas. I remember that I met him 2007, right after leaving power in Chile, and was a very original conference on integration or disintegration of Latin America, and was Alvaro and Mario Vargas Llosa in that conference. Was supposed to be in that conference what we think is so important, like Eric Hobsbawm, the British historian, that couldn't make it but make a video conference. Was really an incredible conference. And let me tell you, behind that was Fundación Vidanta. Look, have you realized that during the next 3 years, In the year 2010, Colombia, Chile, Argentina, Mexico are going to celebrate the 200 years. Don't you think it may be interesting to see what we have accomplished and what is our future? And here you have somebody that was interesting in the ideas behind of what is to look back and what is to think forward. That is rather unusual for somebody in that particular area. And just to present a commercial, he was able to, a lot of us went together to discuss the relationship between Latin America, United States, and China 2 years ago. And we thought that was possible then to think that it's possible to have a Council of Foreign Relations for Latin America and the Caribbean. Again, the idea of ideas. And this is what I would like to stress, because the Inter-American dialogue is about what should be today's ideas and the future ideas in the relationship between Latin America and United States and Canada. And you see changes in Canada and the new administration and what is going to be vis-a-vis the way that we perceive the hemisphere. And this is, I think, why it's so important, the recognition, because he has been able to say, look, I believe that it's possible to have a foundation in ideas. But in addition to that, that foundation has also not only ideas. He would like to make a recognition and to produce a recognition and a prize for those institutions that are able to carry out practical innovations in order to take people out of poverty, in order to be able to have a society that has better inclusion, in order to think how, in a practical way, in our Latin American countries, there are so many NGOs working because people used to think the right way. Human dignity is essential, and those institutions working for human dignity has to be recognized. So here you have somebody that is a philanthropist with money in ideas and with money in action, concrete. This is in order to preserve a way of how are we going to be able to help to have a better Latin America and a better understanding. And yes, I know we will have another recognition to somebody that is really a man of action, but a man of action that was able to produce democracy in his country and democracy all over Latin America. But that is going to be the job of another former president, Ernesto Zedillo. Therefore, I would like to conclude saying I am extremely happy to share with the Inter-American Dialogue this gala where we would like to make a recognition to those that have been so important from different points of view, from different spheres of influence. Y por esa razón creo que el reconocimiento que será esta noche a Chávez y a Felipe son tan importantes porque representan el espíritu del diálogo interamericano, las ideas y la acción. Es mi honor esta noche compartir con ustedes y dejarlos con Chávez. Muchas gracias.
Muy bien.
Olvidaba lo más importante, que era el premio. Yo pensé que el premio lo iba a dar Michael Shifter. Ven acá. The Americas Awards.
Gracias, señor presidente.
You see, these gentlemen are today's dictators, you know? They told you what you have to do. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias. Buenas noches. I'm gonna speak in English, but I would like to say a few words in Spanish. Me siento verdaderamente honrado de estar aquí hoy con ustedes, sobre todo tener la oportunidad de compartir, de ser parte de un premio en compañía de un personaje a quien he admirado toda mi vida, al señor presidente, primer ministro, don Felipe González. Un hombre que nos vino a demostrar que la mejor forma de generar riqueza es dándole sentido social. Es la única forma de multiplicar la riqueza y él en la práctica lo hizo. Le quiero compartir, señor presidente, señor primer ministro, mi bisabuelo Miguel Morán y González fue cofundador de la Primera República. A pesar de haber sido en su momento el principal pagador de impuestos de la provincia de León, fue encarcelado por defender los derechos sociales. Después fue diputado a Cortes en 2 ocasiones, por supuesto, representando a la República. Además, gente muy cercana al señor presidente don Emilio Castelar, quien cuando iba a León despachaba de la casa de mi bisabuelo. Quiere decir que nuestros ancestros lucharon por lo mismo. Imagínense usted el honor que siento hoy de estar a su lado recibiendo este premio. Muchas gracias, señor presidente. Muchas gracias, señor primer ministro. Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here among this inspiring group of people. First of all, I want to thank everyone that has been part of this journey and who are more deserving of this recognition. In Vidanta, we are a team of over 15,000 people. Tonight, in particular, I want to thank Dr. Roberto Rosso, the president of the Vidanta Foundation, for his leadership and continued commitment to improving the lives of many, many people through his hard work and dedication. Without him, Fundación Vidanta would not be what it is today, and certainly I would not be here either. I would also like to thank Michael Schitter and the Inter-American Dialogue for their leadership in shaping prosperity, social equality in Latin America and in the Caribbean, and for enhancing collaboration within the Western Hemisphere. Now, through my life's work, I have been determined to help children and the youth of Mexico. I believe they can have a better future, and therefore, we can build a greater country. For that reason, moved by the values of the respect of for humanity, love towards others, and being better each day, inspired by my mother's example, I have established 2 foundations with the goal of improving the life of Mexican children and its youth, as well as people throughout Latin America, the Delia Morán Foundation and the Vidanta Foundation. Honoring the memory of Professor Delia Morán, the foundation named after her seeks to ingrain human values and develop skills and abilities among underprivileged children through fun and educational activities. Delia's education to addressing the needs and inequalities in Mexican society was admirable. She was a dedicated wife, mother, and teacher who distinguished herself for her integrity, intelligence, and passion for family and music. The foundation is guided by the premise that solutions are important, but even more so, it is to have a culture of prevention. The foundation gives these children the necessary tools to build a better future for themselves and their community. At the same time, as they enjoy a playful and joyous childhood, they will be better prepared to make decisions on sound values and principles, and that's going to happen. The second of the foundations the Vidanta Foundation, was conceived to bolster projects and initiatives to make the life of people in Latin America and in the Caribbean better. It recognizes the creativity and value of the work done by men and women of the region in favor of social change and highlights initiatives that add efforts to boost our democracies. With this in mind, and in collaboration with the Organization of American States and the Ibero-American General Secretariat, every year the Vidanta Foundation's award recognizes original and outstanding projects carried out in Latin America and the Caribbean to reduce poverty, inequality, and discrimination. This year, it recognized groups whose work centers on bringing education and health opportunities to vulnerable groups in the region. Heroes that are providing reading materials to blind and visually impaired people in Argentina, education and recreation to children and youth in hospitals in Peru, and a floating hospital in communities in Colombia living in areas that are difficult to access otherwise, and regions where armed conflicts are still ongoing. I truly believe that real heroes are among our neighbors. People with enormous virtues are able to bring out the greatness of those around them. One glance of the list of past recipients of the Inter-American Dialogue's Leadership Award in fact confirms that these individuals abound in our region. By helping people to help others, we create a multiplying effect that allows the actions of these heroes to have an even greater impact. My main goal and motivation in life, which moved me to establish both foundations, has been to create a better future for Mexican families and their children. I believe in Mexico's strengths. However, I am also aware that it is imperative to build upon them, a task that every Mexican has on their hands. I recognize Mexico as a great country that has transformed itself, and it is still undergoing this transformation on key economical, political, and social aspects that will allow it to reach its full potential. It has a vibrant, talented, and skilled youth committed to keep on building a better future for all Mexicans, as well as a stronger and to be a stronger and more competitive country. Mexico has a solid and open economy in the rising. I am sure that combined with its strategic position and committed youth, the country is bound to take its due place in the international arena. Mexico today is made of both, those who live in my country and those who live abroad. We have a duty with each other that lies at the heart of the solidarity that makes us one. A significant debate is currently being held in the United States about the role of immigrants and their contributions, not just to its society, but to communities globally. I believe that immigrants enrich the societies in which they settle, both with their work as well as with their culture and values. Mexican immigrants are a prime example that is sadly and sometimes voluntarily overlooked. Everyone who has a pulpit has a duty to raise his or her voice to fight intolerance and discrimination. We have to repeat more often that Mexican immigrants are the backbone of many industries of this country. We have to remind everyone that many of them are entrepreneurs that generate employment and contribute to the economy of the United States. Nearly 570,000 businesses in the United States, over 1 out of 25 are owned by Mexican immigrants, generating annually $17 billion in income. We have to let others know that Mexicans and Mexicans American are every day more involved in school boards, local councils, and philanthropy. That is to say, Mexicans are fulfilling their duty as citizens and neighbors to build bridges instead of walls. Let me return to the place that has given me so much. Mexico is a great country, and its government has worked and is working to make it even better. Yet, even a committed government cannot boost a country full potential of its own, on its own. It needs the help of its people and society to lead it to its full splendor. It is our responsibility as civil society and private initiative to work with our governments to create positive synergies. It is our duty to promote key values that help enrich our democracies, such as transparency and the respect of the rule of law. A lot has been done so far, but so much more is needed. It is time to focus our energies on facing our challenges from a positive perspective and use our strength to solve them. When faced by the choice of having a tunnel vision limited to negative aspects, I believe we should take the hard road of solving our problems with constructive approaches that will translate in better results. The children of today are the future of tomorrow. They will be the ones in charge of constructing a new Mexico. Based on what we have built so far, our country has strong underpinnings and foundations laid deep by a rich history. Today, at this 21st century, we have a renewed and healthy democracy and an active citizenry that is even more owning its own destiny. Therefore, it is our responsibility to keep building together government, private sector, and civil organizations to keep making this edifice more beautiful, stronger, and taller, so as to give the architects of tomorrow a solid base on which to keep on building a stronger and brighter future. I want to thank Inter-American Dialogue for recognizing our work to build a better future for Latin America societies. I want to invite everyone present who I know share our vision of creating a better future to keep pursuing this goal. Let us keep building together. Thank you very much. Gracias.